Hi everyone. In this module we explore a very powerful feature of relational databases, that is views and materialized views. So views allow you to simplify complex queries, improve security and present data in a cleaner way to users and applications. In this module we are going to cover what is a view, why we use view, how to create and use views, how to update views, what are materialized views, and when to use which kind of views. So let's start. So first question is, what is a view? A view in PostgreSQL is like a virtual table. It doesn't store data physically. Instead it stores a query, and whenever you select the data from view, PostgreSQL runs the query that is inside the view and returns the results. So you can think of it as a saved select statement. Let's see with examples. So for example, say I have one select statement like this: select emp name, and then I have salary, okay, from employees. Okay, so this is a query and this will give results. So this is the output for this query. Okay, now we can save this query in the form of a view. So how do we do that? We need to create views. Okay, so how do we create views? We'll see in some time. Okay, so but let's understand why we use a view. Okay, so views are useful in many reasons. First is simplifying complex query. If you frequently run a long join query, we can store it in a view so that it can be simplified. It improves security. You can expose only selected columns to certain users, and also you can change the name of the view that is apart from the table. And also views provides logical abstraction. Applications can query a view without caring about underlying tables changes. Whatever changes we are going to do underlying table, that doesn't matter in case of views. And views provides reusability. One view can be used across dashboards, APIs or analytics, etc. So first, now let's create some view. Let's use this one only. So this query we had created. Now let's save this query in the form of view. So how do we create view? So this is the statement: create view, then the view name. So in the view name we can say emp data 1. Okay, and then select statement, simple. So let's create the view. I need to provide as. Okay, so let's create again. So the view is created. So this is how we create views. So one simple view we have created. Now we can query this. Okay, so to query this we can write select star from emp data 1. So let's see the output. The output is same. Okay, if you see, we have received 10 records and the same data, and if I query this select statement, then also we receive the same data. So this is how view is used to save the query. And in this case the query was very simple, but in many cases when you create applications and projects, so your queries might get very complex. So to save that simply, you can create a view. Now let's create another view. So this will be one simple view, that is to show employee name, department name and salary. So this kind of thing we have done many times, so let's do it quickly. So first we write the select statement. So select, we can say emp id, and then we can say emp name, and then we can say salary, and then we can have the department name. Okay, and I need to write from the join conditions. Also I'll write employees, that is E, and then inner join departments, that is D, on the condition D dot department ID equals to E dot department ID. So this is the query. I need to save this query as view. So first let's see the output of this query. So this is the output. So now let's create the view. So how do we create the view? Create view, then view name we can give employee department, we can write as. Okay, and then we can create. So let's create this view. So the view is created, and now we can query this view. So how do we query? Select star from. So this is the data of the view. And also while querying the view, we can also select individual columns. For example, say emp id and salary I want to see. So that is also possible, and also we can introduce where clause etc in that. So maybe I can write where employee id is greater than 5. Okay, so this kind of things also possible. It is same as the working principle is same as table. Okay, how we query group by etc, so the same things we can do on views as well. So this was one simple view example. So now let's create another view example. So in this view we create employees data with high salaries only. Okay, so first let's write the select statement, emp name salary. Okay, so this much is enough, and then employees, and then condition where we have condition salary more than maybe say 60,000. Okay, so this is also possible. So all the things in view possible what we do using query. So now let's write create view. We can say high salary and then as. So let's create this view. So the view is created, and now we can query the view. So select star from high salary. Okay, so let's query. So this is the output. So this is how we create views and query the data from views. Okay, so now let's see how to update the data in views. We know if there is a table and we can update the data. So how we can update the data using views? So not all the views are updatable, but simple views based on only one table can be updated. So this is very important to remember. You cannot update all the views. So updatable views can be the views where only one table is involved. Okay, let's create one simple view. So I can write like this: select maybe employee name, employee id, and salary. Okay, these three columns are enough. So salary. So I have taken these three columns from employees. So let's query and see the results. So this is the result. So I can create one view, create view. I can give name, update table, view. Okay, and as. So let's create this. So the view is created. Now I want to update the data. So how I can write that? Update, then the view's name. So the same way how we update data in table, update this view, and then set. Maybe I can make salary equals to 75,000. Okay, 75,000 where employee id equals to 1. Okay, so let's see how it updates the data. So the data is updated, and now we can view the data. Select star from this view. So let's see. So for employee id 1, here is the employee id 1. Now the salary is 75,000. So this is how we create one updatable views. But if we create complex views that consisting of join, group by, distinct, aggregation, union, etc, so in that case the view will not be updatable. Okay, so this basically updates the underlying table data directly. Okay, so far we created views using only create view statement, but what if later we want to change the view? Means we want to include some other conditions, or we want to remove some column or add some column, etc. So in that case we can use this one, create or replace statement. Okay, create or replace view. Instead of writing create view only, we can write create or replace. So I'll show you with examples. So maybe we can update this one. So this one, updatable view, we can take example. So here if you see, we have only three columns: employee name, employee id, and salary. Okay, so what if I want to change this view and add new column? So in that case, let me copy this one and make changes. In that case we need to write create or replace view name as, and then I can introduce department id as well. Okay, from employees. So let's do that. So the view is created. So that means the view, existing view, we didn't need to drop that and recreate. Instead we can write create or replace. So if I query this one now, we will have four columns here. So here we can see that we have 4 columns. So this is how we can create views using create or replace keywords. Okay, so instead of dropping and then recreating, so it's better to use the create or replace statement. Now since we have already seen how to create the views, now let's see how to drop the views. Okay, so dropping the views is also very easy. So this is the same statement, drop view, then the view name. Let's say we drop this one, updatable view. So drop view name. Okay, so the data will not be dropped, only the view will be dropped. View means the select statement only. Okay, so the underlying data is not deleted, so the view is dropped. Okay, and also how we can verify the views. If you scroll in the schema section, here at the bottom there's a section called views. So let me refresh it. So whatever views we have created, so they are stored here. Okay, you can browse data from here, you can create, drop, edit, etc. You can do from here as well. Okay, so this was about dropping views. Now let's see materialized view. So materialized view is very interesting things in SQL or PostgreSQL. Materialized views. Okay, so how we use materialized view and what they are. So a materialized view is different from a normal view because it stores data physically. This means faster reads but requires a refresh when data changes. So this is useful for dashboards, analytics and heavy reporting. As we said, in case of views, the views doesn't hold the data physically, it just hold the select statement. So whenever we execute the select statement, so the data is brought from the underlying select query. So we can say like this one, if I query this select star from high salary, so the data is not written from high salary, the data is written from using this query. Okay, so if the data changes again, if I query this one, so I'll get new records. So but in case of materialized view, the actual data is stored in the materialized view. If you see here in the PostgreSQL, there is a section for materialized view as well. So let's create some materialized view and understand the concept. It is also very easy to create the materialized view. Let me say we can create materialized view like this. Columns, select, we can have department name, and we can have count of employees, we can say 8 total employees, and we can have another column such as average salary, and we can say it as average sal, and we can have then from employees e, and inner join departments d on, we know d dot department id equals to e dot department id. Okay, since here we have introduced the aggregation function, so I need to use the group by as well. So group by department name. Okay, so this much. So let me query first if this gives me correct result or not, and don't need to mention the comma here. So let me query again. So here's the output. Okay, so as of now this is the output. Let me create the materialized view. Create. So this is also very simple. So create, instead of writing create view, I need to write materialized view as materialized view, and then I need to give the name to this. I can say first mat view. Okay, so first materialized view. So let me create this one. So the materialized view is created, and when first time it is created, it will store that many records. So let me show you. Select star from, so this is the materialized view. Okay, here remember these things. In marketing there are 2 employees and the average salary is this. Finance 2 employees, this much is the average salary. Engineering is this and this. Okay, and also we can see here, let me refresh it. Here we can see that the materialized view is here, but let me change the data in the database. Okay, so let me do what, let me update the data. Maybe say update employees data, I can update. Okay, set salary equals to plus, maybe say 20% I want to make, salary multiplied by 0.2. Okay, so the 20% of salary will be increased for all the employees. So the data are updated, 10 records are updated, but let me see if the materialized view data is updated or not. So if you see, materialized view data is not updated. Why? Because the materialized view need to be refreshed. So how we refresh the materialized view? So refreshing is here. So this is the statement how we refresh the materialized view. Refresh materialized view and then the view name. So the view name is first mat view. So let me mention this. So the view is refreshed. Now let me query it again. So here you see the salary is now changed. So this is how materialized view works. So materialized view stores data physically, and if we drop the materialized view, so the physical data that are stored in the materialized view, those will be dropped. Okay, so this is how we refresh the materialized view and we create materialized view. Now let's see when to use which one, when to use the normal view and when to use the materialized view. So we use view when we need live real-time data. Okay, so without refreshing we can have that data, and the query is not too heavy. Okay, so when the query is not too heavy means the query execution doesn't take much time, it's faster. Okay, and also the data changes frequently. If there is such query where data changes frequently and we need to have the real-time data, so in that case we prefer to use the normal views. We use materialized view when we need fast reads. Okay, so there are complex queries but we need faster results. So every time when we execute that query shouldn't go and check all the data currently resides in that and returns the result. Instead, whatever the last refresh was there, so we can have that data. Okay, and then query involving heavy joins plus aggregations, etc., in that case also we use materialized view. And in case when data doesn't need real-time accuracy, then also we use materialized view. Okay, so this was all about views and materialized views in PostgreSQL. So this brings to end of this module 10, where we saw views and materialized view. In the next module we'll cover indexes in PostgreSQL. So let's move forward to next module.